Good evening. My name is Ruth and this is Homestead, and I gotta tell you, I am so excited to be doing this video because I've been sick. I went on I'm still doing a fast, an intermittent fast. There's only 2 hours during the day that I'm eating, leading up to the Feast of Trumpets. And so usually whenever you go on a fast, your body's like, oh, this is the chance that I have to, cleanse myself, and usually you end up getting a cold or sinus infection or something like that. And that's what I did. So I'm finally feeling good again. The rain has finally stopped. That hurricane came through, Ida, and I mean, it wasn't bad for us. I mean, we had some crazy rain and winds, but it was not anything like what's going on in the rest of the country. So I'm thankful, but I'm also praying for everybody else because, man, it's devastating people around this country, and it like up north and then what went through in the earlier down south, and it's just a lot of prayers going to those people. But I am so excited because finally, it seems like forever, I finally get to go out into the garden again, and I'm out in the food forest. I came out earlier today and I got all the grass cut down real low, and now I'm gonna hit it hard. I'm gonna weed, I'm gonna prune, I'm going to get rid of that pesky tree of heaven that comes in every time I turn my back, and just appreciate it for what it is. Also, I have put some solar lights in because it was suggested to me by one of my viewers that I should put solar lights in, and it had actually been something that I had been thinking about for a while, and I guess in my mind I was just a little bit concerned about it. Oh, I'm so excited, I gotta show you something. I was a little concerned because I was thinking, critters come out at night to forage, and if I put lights in my food forest, what are the chances they're going to come forage in my food forest? And something that might have escaped their notice now, maybe they'll be drawn to. But I got a fence. If they're not going to come get it during the day, then what makes me think that they're going to come during the night? So anyway, I've got some solar lights up now. I got some hose guiders that you kind of stake into the ground, and it guides hoses around garden beds rather than like ending up going through the garden bed. And so I'm really excited about that. Those were really expensive at Walmart, and I had been wanting them, but I could not justify the cost. But then they went on clearance, and so I got all the rest that they had, which was only 6 because apparently everybody else had the same idea. But it's getting better and better in here, and you can see Sawyer. He's sleeping right there, enjoying his little evening nap. But let me show you something I just saw while I was filming this right now. It's very exciting. Look at this. This is not my kiwi. This is my air potato, my cinnamon vine, and it's growing the air potatoes, the potato vine potatoes. I'm so excited. So these are obviously very young, and they will get bigger as they get older. This is the first that I've seen of them, so I'm very, very excited to see what happens with these. This is gonna be good. Man, I gotta say, I have missed videoing. I have missed you guys. I have missed being out in the garden. I also went through this super crazy deep clean the house phase. Like, it took all week and a half. In fact, my husband was afraid that I was pregnant because he came home and he looked around and he saw the in-depth cleaning that I was doing. I mean, things that you never really do, like, pulling the couch away from the wall and dusting and washing the back of the couch, taking off the couch cushions and washing them. Things that you do when you need to, not just because you're cleaning, Like, I was taking apart floor fans and washing them. I was, getting in there, going outside, washing the outsides of the windows, the insides of the windows, which you should do, obviously, but like, I was doing all of this all at once, and I could not stop myself. I could not stop, and I was a little bit confused on why I was doing it so much, and I think I'm just I want it to look good, and it's just kind of like my way of presenting my best, putting my best foot forward, I guess. So anyway, but that took like a week and a half. It took me 4 days just to get out of the living room kitchen area, and I still want to do the bathroom even better than what I did. I'm so excited. I reorganized bookshelves. I reorganized the pots and pans area, washed everything. Like really, I'm so excited. When I go into my house now, I feel at peace, and I had been stressed out about it because it felt cluttered. It felt very cluttered, and now it doesn't. Now it feels like everything is where it's supposed to be. Everything is everything dusted, everything is cleaned. And that just makes me really happy. I needed that. I really needed that. And I feel like that was a form of therapy for me to get that done. So now I get to come out into the garden and not feel guilty about what's being left undone at the house, but just enjoy the garden. So I hope that you guys hang out with me tonight as I go through weeding and pruning and just making it look its best. There's not a whole lot that I gotta do, but I do want to make it look its best so that when Feast of Trumpets comes, I know this has no bearing on it. It has no bearing on it whatsoever. And, but I don't know. I feel like I'm putting my best foot forward. I don't know. So here we go. So this is thyme right here, and it looks dead, but it's not dead. It's just nearing the end of its life cycle if I don't prune it soon. But if you can see, there's little fresh green leaves growing here. I'm going to cut this back and let it just kind of redo its thing. And I'm going to be doing that. There's a lot of thyme all throughout the garden. I'm going to be doing that to the oregano. I'm going to be doing that to the sage and the winter savory that is over here as well. Okay, so I had to go in and charge my phone because I was doing all this stuff in the garden and my phone battery died. So I thought I was recording stuff. I was not. So here, my garden, the food forest is almost done. There's only like one little area, just that one section right there, right before you get to the path up there, that I need to weed, and everything else is looking really good. Let me show you the difference between the awful food forest look that was going on to what I've got going on now, because oh my goodness, it's like, oh, I can't even tell you what a breath of fresh air it is. It is so good and so nice. So here we go. Okay, so just a quick look here. The corn is falling a little bit, but I don't know if you can tell, but I weeded all this area in here and got rid of all the weeds in hopes that the flowers would come through a little bit more. It also gives me a better path to walk into there, into the regular vegetable garden. But I cut back the thyme back there. I really weeded some good areas over here. I left the bachelor's buttons because I really like those. This squash bed is going to be planted with rutabaga, and that's what I got going on for that. The pathway's all mowed down, everything's trimmed. I got in these nice guides for the hose as I try to water the garden with the fish pond water. I don't have to worry about the hose getting into the garden beds. Just got rid of a lot of the weeds. So everything you see here is intentional. I mean, look at those 4 o'clocks. I'm excited about those coming up. There is, I need to cut back a little bit more on the sage, but pretty much everything else is pruned back to the place that I want it, which is very nice. If you can see my winter savory back there, I cut that back quite a lot. Weeded all through there. Obviously the butterfly bush is gone, but things are just looking really good. Isn't that just beautiful? The pink and then the red, this crimson sage, and then this buckwheat. It's just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. The tomatoes are coming in real good. Let's see, back here looks really nice. I cut back the orange mint, the orange balm really well. The rosemary right here is doing really well. It's gonna get so much sun and protection during this winter that I think this is gonna be a really good spot for it. That's what I'm thinking, at least. Let's see, coming around. The squash that I planted around here is doing real good. That should be coming up real soon. Starting to produce. Look at how much bigger this bearberry is getting. I mean, it's really, the uva ursi is really starting to spread, which is nice. Now that it's weeded out and the comfrey has really cut back the potato vines, sweet potato, are really doing well. Got all the tree of heaven out of this area. And then one of the big things that was really important to me was that I cut back this area because we had a lot of raspberry were hanging in the pathway, and that was just uncomfortable walking through this path. So now it's very clear. I got rid of all the raspberry were in here, and I just don't like getting cut on vines as I walk by. I thought for a moment that my pawpaw had gotten eaten by the goats, but then I realized my pawpaw is actually back here and we're still good. So there was that, which made me very happy. Look at this huckleberry. I mean, it's really going to town. These cosmos are just absolutely breathtaking. And this hickory, not hickory, what is that? Hazelnut is doing really well. This hazelnut is doing really well. And it just doesn't look so much better back here. I mean, I really weeded out. Got rid of the woad that had been just going to seed. Actually really done going to seed. So I'm excited to have some of that pop up in random places next year. The bamboo is doing really well. Look at this sleepy bumblebee. Is that where you're gonna be napping tonight, sweetheart? The figs. I am so impatient waiting for these figs. I want them to be ripe right now. I love them so much. I cannot wait. But these are, if you can see, this is where I did the cutting earlier to get some of my new fig trees that I got going already. But look at that fresh growth coming up off of that. Everything above that cut right there is brand new fresh growth, and I'm so pleased. I've got fresh growth here, there, down here. I mean, it's looking fabulous. Look at, it's like a bumblebee slumber party on the marigolds. How pretty is that? The horse mint is doing really good. And then just coming along through here, there's one tree of heaven I need to get. I missed. Some 4 o'clocks are finally blooming. I really cleaned out the flower bed here. I usually let this just kind of go wild, and I did, but I wanted to pull out all the weeds and see if some more flowers would come up. There's still plenty of weeds. I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot going on. But some of my straw flowers starting to come up now, and that's just going to be gorgeous. Got rid of some of the tall mullein that had been in here that was taking up room, has dried out and was past its prime. And the tomato there has basically been food for the chickens and the goats. They're really, really loving it, which is great. I mean, that's what I have it there for. I want them to have food, fresh food. So the witch hazel is looking really gorgeous. Look at how tall that witch hazel is starting to get. And then the elderberry is really turning into a canopy tree. Oh, it's just, I mean, it looks so much neater. Doesn't it look so much neater? It just, oh, it just makes me so happy. It's just so nice. And all those tomatoes in there, I'm gonna harvest those tonight. Man, the mulberry's doing really good. Okay, so it has been a while since I've been able to be out here and just getting nitty gritty, get my hands dirty, although they have been washed now because we did have dinner. Being able to get out here and just get the stuff done that I wanted to get done has been such a relief on my heavy heart. This is really my therapy, being out here. If I'm ever feeling stressed or just overwhelmed, coming out to the food forest is definitely the place that I need to go, and my husband knows it. It's so cute, you know. I'm in the house and maybe I'm stressing out about something, and he just says, well, "Why don't you go to the garden for a little while? I think you could use some garden time now." And he's right. He is so very right. So anyway, thank you so much for being with me today. I know I didn't show you all the stuff I did because my phone died, and I'm sorry. It is so good. You can see the fig tree already. Do you see the fig tree? Look at this new fig tree coming up, and that really just kind of sprang up last month. They're always the last to pop up, and it's doing so well. Next year, that's gonna just be huge, and then it's just gonna keep getting better and better from then on. Okay, well, you guys, I wish you could be here. I wish you could see this. I wish you could be, and it smells so good. Oh, the flowers, the buckwheat, the sage, the roses. I don't know if, let me show you the roses. Let me show you. The roses are just beautiful. So I need to come out here and just pluck all these petals and dry them and have some rose petals for many things. Rose tea. I need to make some face tonic, rose water. That's a fun thing to do. But I really, really cut the rose bush back a lot, and there's so much new growth coming out. I did that a while ago though, so that was maybe 3 weeks ago that I cut back. But look at how much all this new growth is coming out already. And these zinnias just popping up. I just scattered random seeds around this year. But the lights are in. That's looking really good. It's beautiful out here at night. It's so beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna call it a night. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me today and just getting back to it, right? I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Please hit the like button, the subscribe, and the notification bell. I would appreciate that a lot. And you guys stay blessed. So here is the garden now with the lights in it. There's another one here, but it's not lighting up. It might not have had enough time to charge. But I think this is really beautiful.